I think your role is always about balancing what new things to do, innovation, etc. But you got to keep the lights on as well. You're running the business because almost everything in business runs on technology these days. So you got to keep the lights on, but you got to innovate as well. And from my experience, I've seen that 70 to 80% of budgets are spent sometimes on just keep the lights on. And a lot of CIOs try to turn the corner, they try to make things efficient and kind of do the balance to maybe 30, 40% on innovation, but it's always a challenge. So have you seen something like that, and what has been your experience?
Yeah, great point. And I agree with you, maybe even sometimes higher. And some examples where I've either come in as a consultant or inherited an organization, it may have been 90% of the budget was spent on operations. Wow. And it's not just where the budget is, it's where does the team have to spend their energy. I think what's interesting is that the business is rarely going to ask for innovation in IT operations. Keep the lights on. That is table stakes, how you build a relationship with the business. You get no praise for having email work all the time, but you sure hear about it when there's a problem, right? So I think one of the things as technology leaders we are responsible for is determining the innovation that has to happen to reduce budget, to make it easier to drive innovation, but it's also reduce the energy that the team is spending. And so in my examples, I have put in place things like alerting. We started to introduce more AI, even as something as simple as what does your help desk ticketing process look like? There are small innovations. It doesn't always have to be about capital T transformation. Sometimes there's really small things that will help move the needle. And your job as a leader is to help your IT operations leaders build a plan to introduce some of those small changes along the way. And I've literally had OKRs for my teams in the past where it is simply trying to change the percentage from 80% to operations to 70% operations. So it's not big, huge transformation, but if you break that into hours per week or hours per month, if you can move the needle down so that it's only 70% of their energy on operations, you just created time for innovation. Where IT can help change the perception of trust with the business and really be invited to the table more strategically.